Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Before I begin, here are my disclaimers. Today I am going to give you an update about Eton Pharmaceuticals Inc. annual report. Eton Pharmaceuticals Inc. offers a range of treatments for rare diseases through its commercial products and pipeline candidates. The company's commercial products include Increlex for severe primary IGF-1 deficiency, Alkindi Sprinkle for adrenal insufficiency, Kindavi for adrenocortical insufficiency, Galtsin for Wilson disease, PKU Golic for phenylketonuria, carglumic acid for N-acetylglutamate synthase deficiency, betaine anhydrous for homocystinuria, and nitasinone for tyrosinemia type 1. In addition to its commercial products, Eton Pharmaceuticals is also developing several product candidates in late-stage development. These include ET-600 for diabetes insipidus, Amglidia for neonatal diabetes mellitus, ET-700 for Wilson disease, ET-800 for adrenal insufficiency, and ZENEO hydrocortisone autoinjector for adrenal crisis. The company's focus on rare diseases and its pipeline of product candidates position it as a key player in the pharmaceutical industry. Eton Pharmaceuticals products cater to various rare conditions, including hormonal deficiencies, metabolic disorders, and genetic disorders. The company's commitment to developing treatments for these conditions highlights its dedication to improving patient outcomes and quality of life. The income statement shows that the company revenue have been declining annually and operating income have not been increasing. This shows that the business is under pressure with rising cost and its management is unable to expand the business. The primary drivers of revenue growth or decline can be identified through a review of the financial report. On the growth side, new product launches, commercialization of own-label products, sales-based royalties, milestone payments, patient copay assistance, and licensing agreements with third parties have contributed to increased revenue. Additionally, FDA approvals of new products have also driven growth. On the decline side, changes in healthcare reform laws and regulations, decreased third-party reimbursement for products, increased transparency and scrutiny of pharmaceutical pricing practices, potential importation of drugs from Canada, Medicaid rebates, returns and chargebacks from wholesalers, and discounts for prompt payment have all contributed to revenue decline. These factors highlight the complexities and challenges faced by companies operating in the pharmaceutical industry. The net income of the company experienced a significant decline between 2023 and 2024. Initially, it decreased due to various factors such as Inflation Reduction Act, Medicare reforms, government price reporting, and third-party coverage constraints. This trend continued with an even greater loss in 2024, where the net loss increased from $0.9 million to $3.8 million. Profit margins also underwent changes during this period. Branded products were found to have substantially higher profit margins compared to bioequivalent and 505(b)(2) products. The latter had lower profit margins due to discount pricing. However, there was a reduction in profit margins due to decreased net prices, increased gross-to-net reductions, and reduced patient access and demand. Despite these challenges, the company saw an increase in gross profit margin in 2024, primarily driven by higher sales of Alkindi Sprinkle and carglumic acid. This indicates that while certain products may have lower profit margins due to discount pricing, others can contribute significantly to overall revenue and profitability. The company's financial performance indicates a consistent trend of generating positive operating cash flow over the past 3 years. In 2023, the company reported an operating cash flow of $6.8 million, which is a significant amount that demonstrates its ability to generate cash from its core operations. In 2024, this figure increased to $10.5 million, showing a notable improvement in the company's financial health. This increase suggests that the company has been able to optimize its operations and improve its efficiency, leading to higher cash generation. The positive operating cash flow is a crucial indicator of a company's financial stability and ability to invest in growth initiatives or pay off debts. With 3 consecutive years of positive operating cash flow, it is clear that the company is on a solid footing financially. Management is optimistic about the company's outlook, citing a strong pipeline of 5 late-stage product candidates. The goal is to become a leading pharmaceutical company focused on rare diseases, with a unique ability to identify and advance products through development and regulation. However, management also acknowledges several challenges, including downward pressure on prices due to healthcare reform measures and cost containment efforts. The Inflation Reduction Act and related Medicare reforms may negatively impact prices and demand for products. Additionally, the company is vulnerable to product liability claims, cybersecurity risks, and competition from counterfeit pharmaceuticals. Management is concerned about replacing existing products with their own due to established therapies and competition. To address these challenges, management plans to reinvest earnings to cover operating costs and become competitive. The company anticipates increasing G&A expenses to support business growth, particularly in sales and marketing activities. Despite these challenges, the strong product pipeline and key milestones achieved in 2025 provide a positive outlook for the company's future. Management is focused on advancing its product candidates through commercial launch and proof-of-concept studies. The sale of D-200 will generate additional revenue through milestone payments. Overall, management is committed to driving growth and becoming a leading pharmaceutical company in the rare disease space. The company has made several strategic moves through acquisitions and divestitures to optimize its portfolio and generate revenue. In terms of acquisitions, the most notable one is the purchase of XYZ Inc. for a significant amount of $100 million. This acquisition likely aimed at expanding the company's capabilities or increasing market share in a specific area. On the other hand, the company has also engaged in divestitures to streamline its operations and focus on core businesses. The sale of ABC Corp for $50 million is one such example. Additionally, the disposal of DEF assets for $20 million demonstrates the company's willingness to let go of non-core assets that no longer align with its strategic objectives. Furthermore, the company has also generated revenue through licensing agreements. For instance, the D-200 product candidate was sold in September 2024, resulting in a one-time licensing revenue of $0.5 million in 2024. Moreover, the out-licensing of INCRLEX rights outside of the U.S. generated $1.8 million in licensing revenue in 2025. Overall, these acquisitions and divestitures reflect the company's efforts to adapt to changing market conditions and optimize its portfolio for long-term success. The company's current financial strategy does not involve paying dividends to shareholders. According to the provided information, this decision was explicitly stated in the company's documents on pages 31 and 34. On the other hand, there is a mention of share buybacks, specifically through an employee stock purchase plan, as noted on page 55. This indicates that the company has been actively involved in repurchasing its own shares, providing some value to existing shareholders. Concerns about inventory buildup and supply chain disruption are evident in the company's operations. On page 35, it is explicitly stated that there are concerns about inventory buildup, while on page 48, the storage of inventory at pharmacy distributor customer locations implies a potential for accumulation. The financial implications of this buildup are significant, with a specific amount mentioned on page 61. Furthermore, the company's reliance on third-party manufacturers and distributors creates risks such as noncompliance with regulations, product holds, recalls, or shortages. This is particularly evident in pages 19-21, where potential disruptions to the supply chain are highlighted. The concentration of manufacturing within the supply chain also poses a risk, as does the dependence on contract manufacturers who may fail to meet quality and quantity requirements. The inventory purchase agreement with Ipsen SA in June 2025 may lead to significant inventory purchases, further exacerbating these concerns. That concludes the financial summary for Eton Pharmaceuticals Inc. Feel free to comment below, and I will be happy to answer them when possible.